1944, my grandfather was taken by the Germans, by the Gestapo, from Hungary straight to Auschwitz. And when he got there, his wife and his two children were taken by Dr. Mengele to the left, and they went straight into the gas chambers. My grandfather came out of the Holocaust a broken man. He was able to rebuild his life. He married a fellow concentration camp survivor. Together they moved to Israel. They had three beautiful children, and today those three children have hundreds of descendants. And so we won. We defeated Hitler. But imagine for a moment that in 1944 you were in a position to do something about concentration camps. Imagine you could bomb them. Imagine you could rescue them. Can you imagine? It's my family. It's your family. We would do everything in our power for them. Well, that's exactly what's happening today. It's just not 1944. It's 2025. Watching our hostages coming out starved like concentration camp survivors is horrible. It's humiliating. But it's 2025 and we have Israel, we have the IDF. We're able to do something. And yet the world screams against us that we're committing genocide. The lies that are coming out of the world are unfathomable. What happened to brains, to human logic? But check out this interview. When asked, what would you do if you were attacked on October 7th? This guy just cannot answer. Check this out.
I don't want to have a big argument. I'm interested in your perspective, but I have to put the question to you that I think a lot of people would want the answer to, which is, if you were the Prime Minister of Israel on October 8th, what would you do?
You see, that's again, you're resetting the clock. You are judging people what you do for their reaction.
Yeah.
Before October 7th, there is a total of 100,000 Palestinians killed and injured.
Agreed.
You cannot keep pushing people to the limit, and when they react violently, okay, what happened October 7th?
No, let's accept your argument.
What happened October 7th?
Well, I'm going to ask you that in a second, but let's accept your argument. For the sake of argument, I'm not saying this is what I think, but for the sake of argument, let's say the October 7th was a perfectly justified uprising on the basis of all the terrible atrocities Israel has committed. Let's say we accept that. Okay, you're the Prime Minister of Israel on the 8th of October. What would you do?
Yeah, because if I'm the Prime Minister of Israel, I will do exactly what Netanyahu does, because Israel have been doing more stuff than this and was getting away with it, was getting away with murder.
But that's what you would do, right?
Israel just killed 7 international workers from the UN. And you know what they did? Oh, sorry, you know what? It's war. I mean, mistakes happen. We're sorry, guys. Up yours.
Do you not think that's true, though?
Of course not, because there is a history of Israel killing international workers and UN with absolutely no consequences. If Israel today stopped the Gaza war, you know what will happen? Israel will be applauded. Thank you so much for just killing 30,000 people. We're so happy that you just killed those amount of people. And there will be no consequences for the murders and the war crimes that Israel have been doing for 6 months. It's crazy. You think, like, you're asking me what should I do? If I'm the Prime Minister of Israel like Netanyahu, I'm a killer. I'm a mass murderer. I've been killing Palestinians all my life, and I've absolutely had no pushback. So I will kill. I will do exactly what Israel does.
I don't mean if you were Netanyahu. I mean if you were the Prime Minister.
If I was, I wouldn't have done the stuff that would have led to October 7th.
Fine, but that's not really where we are. That's not the reality of the situation.
No, the reality of the situation that you want to corner people on October 7th and you forget what happens before.
Bassem, I'm not trying to corner anyone. I'm saying...
You just asked me if I was the Prime Minister of Israel.
Yes.
If I was Netanyahu,
I
would do that. If I was Bassem, I wouldn't have done the stuff that Netanyahu has done that would lead to October 7th.
But what I'm trying to get at with you is, you see, we're getting stuck in that same dynamic that people often have when they're having this discussion, where the pro-Israel people have their points and the pro-Palestine people have their points.
Who's doing the killing, Habibi? Who's doing the killing?
Well,
who's doing the killing? Who's stealing the land? Who's pushing people out of their homes on every single day? Who's putting another human beings in a concentration camp conditions and bombing the shit out of them for 50 years? And then you come and talk to me about October 7th.
I'm just putting a very simple point to you, which I think is a fair point.
Which is?
Which is that to a normal person who's looking at the situation, they agree with you in that what Israel is doing is atrocious and looks horrific. And nobody wants to... I'm a father. I don't want to see babies being bombed. It's horrific.
And yet it happens.
And yet it happens.
And yet it continues to happen.
And it's horrible.
And yet my tax money and your tax money is
you've got to let me finish the point.
Sorry.
Like, you are acting as if I'm some kind of hostile interviewer, which I'm really not. I want to get to the bottom of what you think, but I'm trying to put the mainstream, ordinary, uninformed person's perspective to you, which is where I'm coming from, right? To try and unpack some of these arguments. So, yes, the normal person is, and I went to the pro-Palestine protests here in London several times and talked to people, and that's what they all say, you know what, we're horrified about what we're seeing. But you also have to be able to see that any country, you say any country that's treated like Gaza and the West Bank would react in this way. Okay, let's accept that. But I put it to you that any country that was attacked the way Israel was attacked would also react in this way, right? So if I'm an ordinary person, I don't know what to think about these two things. Is that a fair argument?
No.
Tell me why.
Because again, you are talking about like if that happened to us on October 7th, and you forget the atrocities that have been happening that led to October 7th. And
I don't forget.
Okay, so the thing is, it's you're really putting me in that same position. How can we react? It's like, look at what have you done before October 7th? Mm-hmm. And let's say, for example, you reacted badly. How long can Israel go in? And then we go into the position of like, what's a proportionate response? We've been asking what's a proportionate response since the death toll in Gaza was 3,000. Now it's 33,000. Mm-hmm. The thing is, there's no number that's enough. If this could go on for a year and you'll have 300,000 Palestinians killed, and the world was still asking, but what would have Israel done? Because we don't ask these questions when
the question still has to be asked, because whatever the background, whatever happened before, the question still has to be asked. What Israel should have done.
Exactly what they have done.
That's what they should have done.
Yeah. Let's continue. Kill Gaza, kill the people, and then after they're done, let's go to the West Bank and kill 300,000. Yes.
Yeah, but
because I'm sorry, because if this is the kind of conversation, like what Israel that have done, they have. Remember when Israel was saying like, oh, it's not us that bombed the Al Ahli hospital, it is the Hamas. Since then, they bombed 36 hospitals. Is that okay?
Hold on, you're acting as if I'm justifying anything.
No,
I'm not.
The question is very weird. What could Israel have done as if there has no other choice?
No, what could? What October 7th has happened, right? It's happened. What should Israel have done in your opinion? That's all I'm asking.
Not this.
Okay, but not this. Okay, what should they have done?
Not this.
That's a negative. I'm asking what, in the positive sense, what they should have done. How should they have reacted?
My answer didn't change. Not this.
But that isn't.
They are murderers and they are violating international law. They are violating every single international piece of law, UN resolutions. And then you're asking me what else should they have done? I don't understand the question.
No. I'm not asking what else they should have done. I'm saying if a country is attacked in this way, how should it react?
Maybe they stop doing what other people to do it, so they will not be attacked in this way.
Okay, so you think that the Prime Minister of Israel, in the situation he's in, when X number of his own civilians have been slaughtered, is in a position to say, okay, we'll just stop doing whatever we're doing. We're not going to respond in any way. You think that you should do that?
No. Let him continue killing. I mean, your question is like you're going in and you are nuking a whole country because you've been attacked. Like, what else would I do?
But hold on.
What else?
But this is, I mean, look at history. Like, would you say that what the Allies did in Germany in World War II?
The Dresden conversation.
It's not the Dresden conversation. We dropped 50 Hiroshimas a month on Germany for a year and a half.
And that's good.
Who said it's good?
This is the thing. It's like this is because this is the same talking points of Israel. Look what the Allies did in Dresden. What did it's just the fact that like something horrific that happened in the past does not justify what you do in the future.
No,
now.
I'm not saying that something horrific happened in the past justifies what we're doing in the future. And by the way, I'm surprised about the way this conversation is going, because before we started, you were like, I'm a big fan of you guys. And I really am keen to have an honest conversation.
Because the question is very infuriating. The question when you ask people, if you're in Israel position, what you should have done.
Yeah.
Again, you are asking me to quantify the reaction of the atrocity that's been happening all through. And what else did you...
No.
Like, if your only choice is killing children and killing unarmed civilians, and this... Show me one war where 80% of a place were destroyed, 50% of the victims were children, and 100% of the population were displaced, and then you tell me you don't have any other choice?
I didn't say any of those things. All I'm saying to you is there is a reality of where we are, right? And whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, I don't like it, you don't like it, right? But it's not going to get solved by pretending that Israel is in a position.
And how could it be solved?
I have no idea. That's why I'm asking you.
Okay, good.
But you say not like this, and you don't give a positive.
Well, I have
vision.
no idea either. But what is happening? Israel is
Okay.
a rogue.
But that's a fair answer. That's
Israel
a fair
is a
answer.
rogue.
Unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. I know that Israel is not doing enough. It should be doing much more in order to save our beloved hostages, in order to get to where we need. But I hope this interview, if you have any comments on it, please let me know. Please share.